Let's go Chiefs! Let's go 49ers! Come on, get all that Super Bowl nonsense. It's Rovers we're here to talk about, boys and girls. That's right, on Super Bowl Eve, Groundhog Day Eve. Rovers, final whistle has just gone at Riverside. 1-1 final score against a very, very tricky Middlesbrough. It was a very contrasting 90 minutes, folks. First 45, sloppy, scrappy, not real much anything in it. But the game did liven up with a spectacular Blackburn Rovers goal. Lewis Travis getting on the score sheet for real this time. None of this dubious goal panel business. It was 100% Lewis Travis putting the ball in the back bins after a great build-up play by Rovers. And it looked like we were going to hang on in there, but obviously Middlesbrough are blessed with a couple of really attacking options from the bench. Up-step Britta Sombalonga, up-step Rudy Gestede, but it was actually the substitute Coulson getting the equaliser for Middlesbrough to make it 1-1. In those final stages, final 4 or 5 minutes, or maybe even 10 minutes even, Sombalonga nearly ripped the roof off the net a couple of times, as did ex-Rover Rudy Gestede. But we're lucky. I think we are very lucky. Walton picking up some marvellous saves towards the back end of it, and just poor finishing by Middlesbrough to give us the 1 point. And I you know what, would have taken that at kickoff. I did even predict a draw in my championship prediction video earlier. So yeah, coming away from home against a team that's their unbeaten streak at the Riverside. I think it was 9, 10 games, something like that. So they ain't no slouches. So Woodgate has them moving in the right direction, and I knew that. I knew that they would get going. And fair play to the Middlesbrough, the board, and all that kind of stuff. Sticking with Woodgate, obviously a very rough start to the season. They were looked, and I did say at some points that he's on borrowed time. But credit to them, sticking by Woodgate, obviously a local lad and all that kind of good stuff. And he got himself a point out of that bad boy. Speaking of local lads, a couple of them as well for Rovers. Obviously Downing on the pitch for Rovers. Try to create a few opportunities. But ultimately, it wasn't his day. Obviously, a round of applause both before the game and also when he was substituted off. And also ex-gaffer, Tony Mowbray was ex-Middlesbrough gaffer, obviously current Rovers gaffer, pulling the strings and making the big decisions for Rovers today. But a point in the end. Yeah, people will say it's 2 points drop, but realistically, this is the championship, folks. I know we may have slipped up a little bit, a couple of points back. I think we've moved up the table, though. Other teams losing. I think Leeds were losing. Not too sure what else was going on. I think Forest were losing. So each week is a different beast, folks. We just got to take the rough with the smooth, and you never know. Next week, obviously, a big old game against Fulham at Ewood Park, and if we can win that, 4 points out of these 2 games, I would have bitten your hand off. I would have bitten your hand off. In fact, I probably would have taken 2 points out of the next 2 games. So if we can get a point or more against Fulham, then we're definitely moving in the right direction. Busy old month ahead as well. But what we can't do is what we did last season. Around about this time, I think we were 8th. Around about this match day last season, and then we just fell like a stone, and I think we picked up 2 or 3 wins the back end of it, but ultimately we can't do that. We've got to make sure we get a couple more wins on the belt, especially 2 or 3 in this cluster would put us in good shape. So yeah, I'm happy with that, happy with the result. Again, a little bit later on the channel, we'll take a little look at the numbers, the match ratings, hear what the gaff has to say, hear what the fans have to say, of course, on Twitter. If you are watching right here, right now, get yourselves on Twitter and post your own thoughts. Maybe you'll feature in that video. But next up, of course, next week it is Fulham. Big old game. We may see the return of Kearney, but today it was Lewis Travis. He's put in a bit of a lacklustre performance, and he was very close, I think, to get himself substituted off. But credit to the gaffer sticking with it. Decide to not make the change. He stuck on there, and he actually put the ball in the back of the net for us. And there's a good goal as well. If you want to check it out on the fly, just head over to my Twitter feed. Put a little bit of a version of it on there, so you can check it out. Anyway, folks, I'll be back a little bit later on the channel with a detailed review, and of course, looking forward to Fulham next week. If you are new to the channel, make sure you bang that thumbs up and bang the subscribe, and I'll see ya next time. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.